All right, let's just jump right in. We all have these huge, complex subjects we want to learn, right? But what if I told you the hardest part isn't the topic itself, but the way we're trying to learn it? Today, we're going to talk about how fixing one simple thing, our slides, can completely revolutionize how we absorb information.
So, just to give you a sense of the scale here, imagine this. You're a student in India and you have to memorize the entire Indian constitution. The longest one in the entire world. We're talking hundreds of articles, schedules. It's a beast. How on earth do you even start? This is where the rubber meets the road for any learning method.
And see, the problem isn't just that there's a mountain of information. The real issue is that the very tools we're given to climb that mountain, like our lecture slides, are often, well, kind of terrible. They're designed in a way that actually works against our brains, making a really hard job feel almost impossible.
Just look at these two slides. I mean, it's night and day, right? On the left, you've got the classic wall of text. Your eyes just glaze over, it's overwhelming. But on the right, you have the same idea, but it's presented with a super clear headline and a simple visual. One slide just creates noise, the other one creates understanding. This is the battle we're fighting for our own attention.
You've been there, I know you have. We all have. You're sitting in a dark room, staring at a slide crammed with tiny text, and you can feel your brain just checking out. It's so common it has a name, Death by PowerPoint. And yeah, it's kind of funny, but the reason it happens is actually pretty serious. It's all about science. So why are these text-heavy slides so bad for learning? Well, the good news is it's not your fault. You're not bad at paying attention. The real problem is that these slides are literally fighting how your brain is wired to work. Let's dig into the cognitive science here.
So there's this key idea called cognitive load. Think of it like this. Your brain has different lanes for different types of information. When you hear someone talking, that's one lane. But when you read text, you're trying to use that same language processing lane. So trying to read a slide while someone is talking, it just creates a massive cognitive traffic jam.
And that traffic jam forces your brain to make a choice, and all the options are bad. You can either tune out the person speaking so you can read the slide, or you can ignore the slide and just listen. Or, and this is what most of us do, you try to frantically jump back and forth between the two, and you end up retaining, well, almost nothing. It's a total lose-lose situation.
And you want to know the dirty little secret behind slides like this? They're not for you. They were never for the audience. They're a crutch for the speaker. They're just glorified speaker notes put up on the screen for everyone to see. So sure, they help the presenter remember what to say, but they absolutely sabotage your ability to understand any of it.
Okay, so if the old way is completely broken, what do? Well, there's a much better way. An approach that actually works with your brain's natural wiring instead of fighting against it. It's all about structuring knowledge in a way that's clear, memorable, and just makes sense. It's called the assertion evidence model, and it's so simple but so powerful.
So let's look at them side by side. The old way forces your brain into that traffic jam we talked about, reading and listening at once. But the assertion evidence model is different. It starts with a single clear sentence at the top, an assertion. You get the main idea in like 2 seconds. Then it uses a picture or a chart, visual proof, to back it up, using your brain's visual lane, leaving the listening lane wide open. The whole model really boils down to 3 simple rules. 1, every slide has one main point, and you write it out as a full sentence headline. 2, the body of the slide is just for visual evidence, a graph, a photo, a diagram that proves your headline. And 3, my personal favorite, get rid of everything else. No clutter, no extra bullet points, just simplicity. And this isn't just about making things look prettier. This is backed by research. Studies have shown this method can boost how much people remember by up to 32%. I mean, think about that. That's a huge leap in learning effectiveness, just from changing how we structure the information.
So let's bring it all back to that huge challenge from the beginning, memorizing the world's longest constitution. How can we use this model to hack it? Let's take that dense, dry text and make it something our brains can actually digest. Now, before we build our own, check out this perfect example. It's from a totally different subject, but it nails the model. The headline is a clear assertion: triple therapy reduced gastric ulcer recurrence. Bam, you know exactly what the point is. And the simple graph below it, that's the visual evidence. It's a clear claim backed by clean proof. We're going to do this exact same thing.
Okay, first up, those 12 schedules. So instead of a boring list, our visual evidence is this clever mnemonic, Tears of Old PM. Now, what's our headline? What's our assertion? Simple. Something like a simple acronym helps organize the 12 schedules of the Constitution. The sentence makes the claim, and the visual proves how. What about all those articles? Well, turns out a lot of them follow patterns, like this one. You can find the state version of a union article just by adding 89. So our visual evidence is this super clean table showing that pattern. And our headline? Adding 89 to key union articles reveals their state counterparts. Instantly, a complex relationship becomes dead simple. Here's one more just to really drive it home. The emergency articles. They follow this crazy simple add for pattern. The visual here lays it out step by step. So our assertion, our headline, is just the emergency provision articles follow a simple pattern of adding for. When you see it laid out visually like this, it becomes something you'll never forget, even under pressure. Now, these examples, they're not just little tricks for studying law. They demonstrate a whole new toolkit for learning, a set of principles you can apply to literally anything you want to master. So let's wrap this all up into your new brain-friendly toolkit. The heart of it is this: one idea per slide, period. You lead with a clear assertion, that full sentence headline, and you let visuals do the heavy lifting. Everything else, from using readable fonts to following simple rules, just supports that one main goal: absolute clarity. Seriously, if you remember only one thing from all of this, let it be this: forcing yourself to boil down a complex idea into one single clear sentence. That's the most powerful learning hack there is. That single act of creating clarity is what makes it stick, for you and for anyone you're teaching. And hey, if you feel yourself slipping back into bad habits, here's a little emergency break for you. The 5-5-5 rule. No more than 5 words per line and no more than 5 lines per slide. It's a super simple guardrail that just makes it physically impossible to create one of those dreaded walls of text. And that's really the big takeaway here, isn't it? Your slides are supposed to be the backup singers. They're there to support and enhance your main message. They are not and should never be the lead singer. They're not a script for you to read from. When you make this shift from cramming text onto a page to building a clear assertion with visual evidence, you're not just making better slides, you're literally rewiring how you think, how you learn, and how you communicate ideas. So the only question left is, what complex subject are you going to go out and master next?